Okay, video log 17. I apologize if the audio is bad. I'm recording the in-camera audio because I'm going to work, and oh geez, here we go. And I just don't feel like getting the camera out. So this video log is going to talk about software programming for the FRS, and specifically EcuTek, which is the first party. It's the Microsoft of programming for the FRS. Now, essentially, they were the first to market for modifying the firmware on the FRS and BRZ and whatnot, and they're UK based. So when they first came out, it was 2012. They had pretty much full access to the ECU. Anything you could want, almost. Eventually they added features such as speed density, other tuning capabilities, and then finally, just recently, they opened it up to self-tuning. So you would pay like $300 for a license, or maybe it's $500 now. And then you'd have to buy a ODB reader and a little key thing. And so what that would allow you to do is get all the features that they have implemented, such as launch control, auto rev match, flat foot shifting, and then you could tune your car. What that doesn't allow you to do is take a tune that you've purchased from a tuner and modify that tune. Those tunes are locked. So unfortunately, you can't, say if I have a tune, which I do, and I say, okay, I'd like my fans to come on 10 degrees earlier, right? Well, guess what? You can't do that on a locked tune. There's no way to modify those values. The only way I'd be able to do that is if I were to self-tune, and let's face it, I don't know how to self-tune a speed density supercharger, so that's really out of the picture. So what I have to do is I have to contact my tuner and say, hey, can you make this change? They make the change, give me a new tune file. It's kind of a pain in the ass for little things. And recently I contacted my tuner because my throttle response was just awful. I don't know what his plan was. I guess it really felt like a stock gas pedal. I mean, it was not a very happy gas pedal. I couldn't rev match for shit. So I contacted him and he said, yeah, no problem. And so I have, okay, so if you've never seen EcuTek, you hold down this, which is the I don't know if you can see, it's happening on the tach. So this is the cruise control, and I can see 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to 2. So you have 4 maps that you can use on the fly and switch them. So the first map, he made it a little bit more aggressive, the throttle response. The second map is really aggressive, and then the third and the fourth maps are like race mode. They're like, you can't even, it's an on-off button. So, EcuTek is fantastic because it offers this crazy, level of features that you can't get with the open source and the cheaper stuff. So, moving on to from EcuTek, there is something called the Open Flash tablet, which is home tuning, right? So the tunes that you get with that are completely unlocked. So if you get a tune for your supercharger kit or your turbo kit, not going to make this light, you can see the tune, adjust the tune, do whatever you want with it. And it's kind of early on still. It's still not super compatible with everything. Right now it's only compatible with, I believe, the Vortex supercharger and this new turbo kit that's a HKS knockoff. So you're kind of screwed on compatibility there. Unless you have either of those kits, then it's perfect. Moving on, there is BRZ Edit, which is kind of like Open Flash, where it is open source. Again, you're not going to have access to a lot of stuff, but if you're a tuner, I imagine you can get everything done you need to. You're just not going to have launch control, you're not going to have multiple maps, whatnot. And so I jumped on the EcuTek bandwagon back in 2012, I think, no, 2013, I don't know. And so far so good, and I can't complain. And it seems like the majority are using EcuTek. Again, the only issue is cost of fortune. You're talking $300 for a cable and a key, $300 for a license if it's not gone up yet, and then $300 for a tune, roughly. So you're going to be paying, imagine, $1,000 just for a tune. And you know, coming from the Mustang, that's insane, because for $300 you'd get the cable and you'd get tunes for life. Whereas you're paying $300 for a tune, depending on your tuner, you might only get a couple revisions, and then they want you to pay every time, you know, 60 bucks. So really for a while EcuTek was the only game in town, so you really couldn't complain. Well, you could complain, but you couldn't do shit about it. So far, I think EcuTek has the best feature set. The value just isn't there because it costs so much. So what would I suggest for you, right? So if you're watching this, chances are you're thinking about getting an FRS, or you have one and you're looking for information. The EcuTek software is great, but really, unless you're thinking about going forced induction, or you're doing E85, a tune just really isn't all that worth it. You know, you're gonna pay $1,000 for for a tune for a naturally aspirated vehicle. You're not going to get a lot of power. Now, for the track junkies, a tune's priceless, because with a tune you can log, you can adjust some fueling things, and really keep the engine happy on the track. You know, you can lower the fan engagement, you can make sure your fuel trims are where they need to be. Flex fuel is fantastic on EcuTek. You can log your ethanol content. You can do certain things based on ethanol content, and that's another place I would say, yes, get tuned. Forced induction is obvious because you kind of have to, and EcuTek offers a lot of the features that the other ones just don't. So I kind of leave it at that. If you have any questions about software, firmware, you know, tuning the FRS, I kind of know a little bit about it. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about tuning vehicles, so I'm a consumer. I'm not a provider. I can't tune your car. I don't know anything about it. And I've had to consult with people because I don't know what my car is doing at times, and I've had bad tunes where it's like, this doesn't seem right. You know, can somebody back me up and make sure that, yes, it's supposed to do that, or no, it's not supposed to do that. And that's where a wideband comes in. I think everybody should have a wideband. I don't care if you're a naturally aspirated vehicle that you know, every once in a while you get on it. It is so nice to be able to look down and see exactly what your AFR is and have it be accurate. And another thing is, with EcuTek, I have my wideband plugged into the software, so I can literally I can log my exact wideband in software. So, video log 17. I have 200 videos now. Yay! I'm excited. If you made it this far, you're an awesome fan. So, I really look forward to making more videos. I'm going to try and make more videos during the week. This is the start of that. It's just difficult. I forget my batteries, I forget my SD cards, my battery dies. So, look forward to more videos coming on the weekdays, not just the weekends. And yeah, so thanks for watching. EcuTek software, you know, it's great stuff. Woo! Love that power. It's intoxicating. Alright, see you later. Man, if I had a blow-off valve, but I don't. Alright.